All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. And boy, do I have another good one for us today. So we've done a couple of videos on the Honeycomb wall organization. I've put it up backwards. We put it up the right way. We've made some cool shelves. We've done all kinds of really cool things with the honeycomb wall patterns. And you'll see that I made this cool little checkered pattern over here. But you've probably noticed that there's a big blank area right here and may have been wondering what I'm going to put in there. And the answer to that is a representation of the American flag using some of the honeycomb, not the normal honeycomb panels that we use, but just some of the other ones so I can make stripes and everything. It's not an exact replica of the flag, but it is a approximation of it or a representation of it. The other cool thing that we're going to do is we're going to make some multicolor connections so that we have some really clean lines on the print. So today we'll go ahead and fill in this gap on my wall here in the new Lynn Dizzle studio, and I'll go over all of the steps, how many of these pieces I printed out. I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to do some multicolor prints and some really fine detail items using some triangles. So if all that sounds good, then sit back and relax and I'll get everything ready. All right, so as you can see, here's the overall design of it. You'll see that it's not the right amount of stripes or anything like that, but it is a representation of the flag. And what I used for it are these smaller little panels that you can get from printables on the same website or on the same place as the normal honeycomb panels and everything. So these are really cool, and these help to make the stripes. And as you can see, there's 6 of the blue ones right here, and I'll count all of the red and the white ones, and I'll tell you how many red and how many white ones on the screen right here. So now I'll show you on printables where each of these are located, and then I'll show you how I printed everything in Studio. So sit back and I'll see you at the computer. All right, so here we are on Rasta P's page on printables, and where we got the panels from are these 106 by 89 fixed panels. These are the ones that I used right here. So I'll go ahead and download that and I'll show it to you in Bamboo Studio. All right, so here's one panel loaded in Bamboo Studio. Now, when printing these, I didn't change anything over here, and everybody asked for what my settings and setup is. I take off the check mark on support, and I put this to no brim. Otherwise, I leave everything else the same and all of this stuff here. That's what my setup is, and that's what the settings that I'll be using for this project are. So we do need quite a few of the red, the white, and the blue of these. So you can print multiple ones at a time, and I found that you can print 4 of these at a time. So if you clone it 3 times and then hit this button right there, you'll get 4 of these, and it takes about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half, to print these. So you'll need 21 of the red, 13 of the white, and 6 of the blue. So go ahead and get those printed out, and then let's take a look at the connectors. All right, now that we have all of these little panels figured out, the next thing that we need to look at is how we're going to connect everything together. And you'll see here in the corners, if I were to just put, a solid white one right there, it'll work, but it doesn't look as good, especially with the small of the panels as there are. So what can we do instead of that? Well, we can do multicolor connections here and then line those up so when they snap together, it makes a cleaner line in between the red and the white, and you don't see the gap in it as bad. Now, you might think on the blue here that we would do a solid blue one right here, but in that case, part of the design would be to just use the white ones because we can put a whole bunch of these in here and make our star field. So we'll have our field of blue with our stars. Here's all of our stripes, and then there's all of these different connections, and then different connections that go from the side here to the black on the side of the wall. Same with the red and the white here. And, you know, all over here. The good thing here is this same one that works right here also works on this one as well. So it is the same one with that. So there's ones that we're going to need to connect all of the lines here. Ones in between the blue, red, and white. I have a black background around here, so we're going to make, you know, blue and black ones for the backgrounds there and everything like that. So I'll get all of these rounded up, printed, make sure everything's good to go, and then I'll count how many of these you need, how many of these specific ones that you need, and I'll take a picture of them here and count exactly how many of each of these that you need. But first, let me show you the easy way to make these multicolor. There is a trick to it to get the clean lines and everything like that that you're seeing here. So I will show you a cool way that you can do that very, very easily. All right, so I'll meet you in studio. All right, so here we are with one of our connectors, and now we'll need to change it into the colors like I showed in the video before. So we're going to need 2 black on the top and 2 blue on the bottom like I just showed. So the easy way to look at this is to look at this from the bottom, and this is the orientation that it will be in. So we need 2 blacks right here and 2 blues on the bottom right here. So the first thing to do is, since we need 2 of each, is to just make this the color of one of them. So we'll go ahead and make this the blue color, and then we'll need to color 2 of these black, and we'll do the top 2 right here. So when we go into paint, we can hit fill for a lot of this stuff right here. But once we get into this trench, or this little cutout right here, you'll notice that it's trying to fill the whole thing, and we only want, you know, half of it to be filled here. So what I do in this situation is I move over to the triangle pieces, and you'll notice that it fills in kind of this whole trench here. For the black on this side, and gives us a decent line that we can work with there. So rotate the model and do the same thing on this edge, right? So we can encapsulate that whole edge. Do the same thing right here. And that really is the trick, or those triangles will really help you do that. And then the same thing on the bottom is we're going to need to separate, you know, the black from the blue here. So you'll see that I can just use the triangles all the way around here. To cut that out. Now I can use the fill tool to kind of fill everything in. And all I'm doing here is holding down the left mouse button and going all the way around all of the visible pieces that I can see. And as you can see there, I made a mistake, and somewhere, I needed to do this triangle around this one. So pay attention to what you're doing there. You'll make a mistake like I did. So now we can go back to the fill and fill all of this in without doing that. And how I corrected my mistake is I just hit the Control Z, or I think that's Command Z on the Mac, and that takes it one step back from what I was doing. So again, all I'm doing here is with the fill button, I'm just holding down the left mouse button and just hovering over everything that I can see here. And then you'll think you are done, but then you rotate it and you see all of this blue on here. So let me fill this in, and I'm going to just keep rotating around here. I'll speed it up here in just a second, but I'm just going to keep on rotating around here and filling all of these little pieces in. And when you get down to the last few, you probably don't want to hold the mouse button down. You just want to get to where they're highlighted there. And then when you think you're done, check it 2 more times, because as you can see, there's still some places that aren't done. So just go around this thing, and you're going to color it this way. And again, when you think you're done, check it 2 or 3 more times, because you'll always see, move it around a couple of different ways and you'll see these little faces come up where we haven't colored yet. The red and the white ones are the easiest ones to do. They're the easiest ones to see. This is one of the more difficult ones. And then, like I said, once you think you're done, check 2 more times. When you can get around this thing twice without seeing anything, that's when you're done. All right, so I'm able to get around it a couple of times without anything glaring out. And then once you're done with that, you can zoom out, and then, if you need multiples of these, then you can make a different color of that. Or the other cool trick that you can do also is some of these will be similar. So we also need one of these that is 2 blacks, 1 blue, and a red. So it's easy enough to just clone this one. And now all I have to do is change the appropriate one red or the appropriate one blue or this, that, and the other. So once you get some of these, kind of colored up, make sure that you clone and then just change the one color of these that you need in order to do that. So let me show you one other really cool thing that you can do here. All right, so this isn't something that we did, that I did on this project, but you could actually take one of these whole plates and put a design and go in there and color each of these different ones and do something like that, right? And this is the face that you're going to see, so you can go in and color the different things and make a cool design on that. I didn't do it on this particular one, but as I was going through this, I thought that might be something cool to do in the project whenever you're designing your things. Is remember that you can do the same thing. It might be a little bit tedious, but once you get it done, I think it'll be well worth it, and what I do is flip it over like that so I can see the side that we're going to see from the outside. So hopefully those tips and tricks help you. The big thing there is use the triangles to block out where you need to fill, and then just use the fill from there. Once you have one of these different colors, be smart in how you clone this and then change the 1 or 2 colors that you need to change so that you can make the rest of your connections. So I'll get these last few ones done that we need for the blue filled, and then I'll see you as we put it together. All right, so as you can see, I got all of these connectors printed out and ready to go. So we're ready to hang it on the wall. So now let's count all of the different ones that we need. So there are a few of them that you need a bunch of them, and then there's a couple of them where you only need one of them or 2. So the one with the most is definitely the white and the red. And there are 4, 8, 16, 22 of those. So you'll need 22 of these pieces. And I believe next on the list is going to be the red and the black ones here. And there's 4 on the top there. Another 4 on the bottom for 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. Okay. The other ones that are repeated, there's 2 of these. There's 2 of these. And then these ones that are on the side here, this one is the same as this one. And then these 2 right here are the same as that one over there. Okay. And then each of the corners are 1 of 1. 1 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these. And then all of these 4 colored white ones right there are all the ones that you need. All right. So what I'll do here is I'm going to take off all of the edge ones and just put the flag together, and then we'll get it ready to mount on the wall. All right, so get ready for that. All right, and there it is all put together, and man, it turned out really, really cool. I really like the way that it came out. So let me go ahead and get it mounted on the wall, and we'll take a look at it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the project. All right, so as you can see, this turned out awesome. I really like how clean the lines and everything are. And the tedious part of this project was definitely making the connectors and making them the different colors. But as you can see, all the lines are very, very clean and very clear. So it turned out pretty cool. So I hope this inspires you to take your, organization and your honeycomb wall to the next level. I really like the checkered pattern, but I wanted to do something cool. And as a veteran, I wanted to do something patriotic. So I put the flag on the wall as well, or a replica of the flag on the wall. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you got some tips and some tricks with the triangles and marking out your outlines with triangles before you do the fill. That's definitely a trick that I've used more than once and on more than just these little connectors here. So hopefully this inspires you on your next project to do something different. And if you are doing your honeycomb organization, take the design to the next level and do something cool and do something outside of the box. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a great week, and I'll see everybody next weekend. Thank you for watching. Thank you.